Right, good morning all. Okay, so we need to approve the agenda. Any changes or updates? Okay,
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
okay, motion in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, it carries. Okay, approve the minutes from February 6th.
I make a motion to approve. One second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, that carries. Okay, and then we've got claims.
I had $387,824.36. 387,824.36. Drainage 3538.62. 3538.62.
I'll second those numbers. 'Cause that's what I had.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, that carries. Okay. Have to sign on both of them or just both of these. Two, oops, 13. Gotta put a 1 before the 3. Alright.
Don't look like Lori.
Oh, Corey's taking care of his mother right now, so. Yeah. You sound like you have a head cold. Oh, God, I got a head cold.
Didn't take enough Dayquil.
I didn't take a day.
All right, well, go ahead, Mr. Sheriff. Do you?
Hey, first of all, can you forward me those messages that you showed me this morning?
I will. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, yep.
All right, I'm here in place of Corey. Like I said, he's taking care of his very sick mother right now, so. Like the board to accept the retirement of Penny Porter as of March 14th. She will be retiring from the jail. And we've advertised and jail administrator Lampy and the Sergeant Bennett did some interviews, and along with civil deputy Jenny Wyckoff, they did the interviews and they came up with an Angie Caldwell to replace Penny Porter. And we'd like to get her started this Thursday, the 16th of February
At what rate?
at $18.60.
Has she had any experience? There's gonna be a lot of some training has to be involved.
Yeah. Yep, she'll probably be trained for a couple months and stuff, so.
That we should be ready to go by the time. That's good.
And then we'll be having another one retire here for too long too, Mary Olson and stuff, so with these interviews, we've got a second one in the line too,
Okay.
so.
So I'm sorry, I don't know, is Penny a part-time or full-time?
She's part-time.
Part-time,
Yep.
so we're just replacing one part-time with
Yep.
part-time.
Yep.
All right, well, as long as we're holding our own, I guess I would make a motion to accept the retirement of Penny Porter and the hiring of Angie Cowell.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, it carries.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep,
But I'm thinking of them as
Yep.
well. Okay,
absolutely. All
All
right,
right.
thank you.
get better soon.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're ahead of the game. Whoa, by a lot.
Go to the bottom.
Wait, yep. Then, okay.
Here. You wanna do this agreement first?
Yeah, let's do the agreement.
'Cause I'm still waiting for things to turn on, so things to crack down.
Okay.
Eric, do you want to explain the 2080 agreement?
Certainly. We got that, we talked about it a little bit, it's been a couple weeks ago. Discussion all the way from us, county level, down to Public Safety Commission, 911 Service, and Emergency Management Association. Chris Madison, IT person, does work for everyone. And so it was discussed that those other entities, EMA 911 and Public Safety, would contribute a portion of his overall salary So the 28E agreement states that in writing as a 28E, that those entities would budget and pay back to the county general fund. And obviously, he's still maintains a county employee, but those entities will fund a portion of his salary. Because he does a portion of his work for those entities. That's the 28E agreement.
Did it state in there what percentage?
No,
Okay, I didn't think
that
it
is
did.
decided. There's nothing in there. It was written, obviously, so it doesn't have to be changed every year, kind of for your thought. It does state that each board will set the percentage. Basically, as a percentage, and that's that is
Yeah, I read through it. I
Yeah.
remember seeing that, so.
Oh, that's right.
So this is basically gonna be a year-to-year 2080 agreement.
yes, this is unless it's canceled, it remains in effect. It's not something that has to be
Reinstated.
renewed. And I will let you know that the 911 board and the EMA board at their last week's meetings that they had both approved this agreement. And tomorrow morning is our Public Safety Commission meeting, and that is on the agenda for approval there as well. So, and this will not go into effect till the new fiscal year. So it's just that we're not waiting till the last minute to put it into effect.
I guess I would make a motion to authorize the chairman to sign a 2080 agreement between the 911 EMA and our IT person that is on staff here with the county.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, it carries. Okay, right here, you think?
Yes.
Oh, Chris, Danny signing that, so everyone should sign. Can you bring that to the public safety meeting tomorrow, and then we can all sign the same document?
Mhm. Yeah, you don't have another one, do you?
Nothing signed, no,
Okay.
because I thought it would be simpler that not every entity signed one, and they could just utilize the one that Sandy's signing.
Humboldt County.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
That, so then because I think there's a signature page is all on this.
There you go. Okay. You bet.
All kinds of places to sign.
All right. Right, discussion and action on allocations to charity.
Okay. Understand. These are the, you want to take one hand them down. The budget allocations. That one, sorry. And then that, one of those. And there's just two different numbers under the sheriff and the correctional services, and that was one figured at what Dean came back with last week. And then I think the other was 10%. And until we know what the union is deciding, there's just two numbers there for now. And so the total in the pink, the purple and the pink is the lesser total, considering 10%. And then the blue, the purple and the blue is the other one.
So, okay, this is the difference between what
This total is these,
all those.
all
together,
in
okay.
that 10%.
Okay,
this one and this one.
okay,
And this. Um. So then that one is this, and then this is included, obviously,
Yeah.
with the total there.
What's the difference from these two? Or what? Why is it two different?
That's what I think that's the difference is.
The bottom total, is that just a difference?
The
Because
light
we don't know on the
blue.
correctional services.
Yeah, we're not sure on the sheriff's. and
Is that what the
correctional because
bottom
of-
one differential is?
Yeah. Yep. There, it's just a difference there. Otherwise, the total would be the blue one on the very right. On the higher. And let me see, what else was there? That's taking into consideration the 20,000 for the 911 operating. And 140 to emergency management as we've done previously for like the last 3 years, I think, 2 years at least. Hospital allocation is the same. DSOC is the same. Elder Bridge also is lower than it was last year for the requested amount. And the solid waste, that is taking into consideration the closure, that we still have a little bit for the landfill out here,
and that's for testing.
yeah,
Okay.
and the report. And the libraries was the 107,285, which was their 5% increase in that.
And the fair
And-
board also asked for a little bit more, wasn't it?
Yes, they're at
Yeah.
30,
Yeah, and they were at 20, correct?
25.
Right.
25, okay.
And housing rehab and development is now including the Heartland.
That's put together.
Yeah.
The new, the new one that we're joining.
Ground transportation, township officials. Other policy and administration, that was.
Are those the requests from like I'd know,
Yeah, I believe they're all on there.
Fort Dodge, the, no, well, DSOC could be in there too.
The ministerial, I have to
LEC.
put into a category yet, so we need to decide where that comes out of.
That was where I was trying to get to.
Oh, there. That one, I don't know where to put. I'm waiting for Betty. Unfortunately. The 72,000 is. Our PCORI fees, actuarial services. Dues and memberships. Legal. Anything in that area. Like I said, our COBRA insurance doesn't go through our budget anymore, it goes through EMS. They take care of that, so everything is paid directly to them.
The CFR then in that, their request in that 72,000 then,
They are. I looked on this yesterday. CFR is in here somewhere. I will have to look back in my conglomeration of notes, I'm sorry. That's in the junk. Two. And then the 911 is at the end, but that's just,
So you got domestic and sexual assault under general. So there's Elder Bridge.
Honestly, I don't know. You think it would be easier if I actually made like a fund number specifically for each one?
This is in the general.
So it would list it, would that be better for you, better for me?
Whatever, however
I
you
think
can,
we should do it. I mean, you should have a ledger posting for each one. That way, you know, like this, you're not running
Searching
through
around
it.
for
Yeah.
them?
I would think so.
Right, the rec and environmental, that was 6,000 last year, it's 16 now. That's a little more.
yeah. Somebody must be listening. Well, you see how it works when you look at the libraries, those are all broken down and you see the categories and it's a lot easier than trying to.
I
Yeah.
like
Go
it
through.
much better that way.
And I guess I would agree.
I think the easiest way to find it would be the best, because I haven't found CFR yet in your listing here.
And I don't believe it's actually listed out.
Oh, then how do we know if it's in there? If it's not
Go
listed
back to
out?
my cheat sheet of stuff that
Oh, okay.
it's. I don't know why it was done that way. But I will make fund number specifically
I
for them,
would.
because it makes it easier. Under the general administration, there's the 20,000 that goes to the 911. And that's just broke up between the wages, FICA and makers. Recycling,
So today, are we just supposed to approve? It says here, just get on allocations to charity, so
right,
is that the only thing we're working on right now?
Yeah.
On the amounts?
CFR.
Please put that on a separate sheet. for
Is it on that blue one? That was sideways, yeah.
this one right here.
Mhm.
So in our
72.
binders, yeah. Under annual funding requests. 1,800 community betterment,
So these would be all the ones that are in.
okay, and that's what we've got to approve today, correct?
If that's what you want to go with the amounts.
Well,
And adding Heartland, because I just. looked up.
And what's starting?
we haven't really got down to the final nitty gritty yet, and if we have to shave something, I hate to be committed into. That's why I hate.
Should
Do
we
you want
just,
me to wait just a little bit on?
should we table this then?
Well, I hate to approve something and then we find, oh geez, our budget, and we gotta shave money here somewhere.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden this is off the table because we've already approved it.
Right, that makes sense.
That's just my opinion.
I agree.
I would agree too.
I mean, it won't take much to
Agree.
approve it once.
No, it's all here so we can approve it.
Yeah, and then make sure that you have the updated number. You
Like
said you were
everything
missing-
broken out, because you gotta have it, I mean, it'd be easier to, for you to track, it'd be easier for us to see.
Yeah, and I was just going by what was.
Okay, do I have a motion to table then?
I'll make a motion to table.
Second,
Second,
okay, we have a motion and a second to table. All those in favor?
I,
Motion is unanimous.
It's
Okay,
nice seeing these numbers, but like I
It
say,
is,
when it gets down to the final,
I agree,
it gives us some wiggle room. if we need to.
Okay.
and just to refresh, when is the negotiation for,
This
is
Wednesday.
it this Wednesday?
Mhm, this Wednesday. Yep,
So that'll be a done deal then?
hopefully.
Okay.
I would hope,
Well,
Yeah, they should be.
I mean,
I'm sure that
I mean, we'll have to come back and probably
it won't
approve
be
it on Monday. but-
agreed,
Right.
but it'll, I mean, it'll be agreed in principle,
But it
hopefully.
won't be final.
Right. correct, till it's on
So
our,
we have a full board.
right. Till it's on the, we approve it in the agenda, okay.
Colin isn't gonna be here today either, so he's
Gonna
just.
be on the-
Man, you got a lot of responsibility. there.
Yeah.
Call him.
We're just gonna do him on the phone, huh?
Oh, he's not gonna Zoom?
No, he just said he would be available for questions if anybody on the phone, so
Okay.
I just have the. That's meant.
Okay. So he's not gonna be on the phone. Do you wanna go ahead and start him?
Well,
Or do we got,
we're-
Ben's up
we
there,
got-
doesn't matter.
we got about 8 minutes. We could probably get Ben done.
That's what I was
before
thinking.
we go into drainage.
Yes, here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right.
I don't wanna keep Ben waiting.
I know, me. Okay.
Morning.
Good morning.
I have 2 items on the agenda for today. The first item that I've got is to approve a supplemental agreement for archaeological services with Shuck Britson and Bear Creek Archaeology. This is part of the NEPA and SHPO clearances that are required for Murray Bridge. We had an original contract with Jonathan Sellers and his wife. Jonathan passed away after a stint of aggressive cancer. And his wife has, as far as I can tell, she has disbanded the business. The office is closed where they were housed in Des Moines. Phone's been disconnected. The cell phone has been disconnected. That was associated with it as well. Emails have been non-responsive since October. So we sent cancellation letter and email back in December for the services for that contract. Since then, we've reached out to 3 companies in Iowa that do quite a bit of this work. And Bear Creek was the most economical for the job that we're looking at.
Okay,
That would be 22,530.
Yes.
Is Bear Creek doing this, but it's through Chuck Britson, or how's that work?
So Chuck Britson is responsible for supplying us with our environmental clearances for this project. Bear Creek's contract will be directly, because Chuck Britson solicited the quotes for services, it's funneled through Chuck Britson, but the company doing the work will be Bear Creek. That makes sense.
Not really, but
They're a subcontractor.
they're a subcontractor, and what else is Chuck Britson doing?
He does our bridge.
They do all of our bridge
Right, I know that,
inspections.
but
They have a contract with us to provide our NEPA and SHPO clearances, our environmental clearances.
okay, so that's part of it for the studies.
You've got to have these environmental studies done to finish the report. Because we had a contract with Sellers prior to where they were supposed to supply this information to us and to Chuck Britson. Their failure to hold up their end of the bargain has basically held up this final report. In my opinion, cost us probably getting this latest wave of grants
Really?
by not having.
So this report was supposed to have been done.
This report was, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Her husband, like I said, got cancer, ended up passing away in May. She called me shortly after him passing away, saying that she would finish the report. The study had been done. And she drug it on for another 5 months before everything just kind of disappeared.
Was
So,
there any money ever paid to you?
That was my wonder, do we put money towards this Bear Creek to get them to do it? And then if not, if they don't get it completed,
they're not a mom and pop operation like Sellers was. It was just him and his wife. I mean, this is a large company out of Cresco that has.
they'll get it done.
so we have security.
Yes, so as soon as the frost is out of the ground, they'll be up here.
Doing nails and
Indian artifact.
Is there a time frame on this?
As soon as frost is out of the ground, they'll be up here.
Be completed by,
I don't know that there's a completion date listed on the contract forms.
they keep on calling the shop, not a shop.
Chuck,
It's like it's gotta be a typo, isn't it?
Ah,
Yeah, I don't see a completion date. It says 90 days, but it also says in there that frost has to be out of the ground.
So it would be sooner than later this year.
I would expect to see it by the 4th of July,
There you go.
okay,
so.
that's good to know.
It's just too bad that this
Mhm.
happened, that he didn't have a report.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to proceed with South Richmond and Bear Creek on the archaeological study.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, that carries. All right, approve the purchase of 2020 Towmaster T50 axle tag trailer from Mid-Country Machine.
Yes. So last week I had a conversation with Lucas Peed of Mid-Country Machine. He had called about a mower tractor. He mistakenly called us instead of conservation. And when we got to talking, he asked if we were still in the market for an excavator next year, and I said I was. And I asked him what he'd been hearing about trailers. Were we still 65 weeks out from build date? He said, yeah, for a brand new one, we are. He said he's supposed to be taking delivery of a 2020 triple tag trailer from a contractor in Des Moines who only used it a handful of times, but is upgrading his machine to a larger one that'll need a low boy. And he was anticipating getting delivery of it last week. I took a foreman with me down to Des Moines on Wednesday to look at the trailer and make sure that it was in good shape. It looks brand new. There's a little bit of scuffing on the underside of the ramps from where they had loaded and unloaded, but I mean, there's no cleat marks in the wood. It looks brand new. I guess it'd be my recommendation that we purchase the 2020 trailer, save the county 10 grand from what a new one is, and not wait 65 weeks
Mhm.
for a new trailer.
Plus, you don't have the excavator yet, but when is the expected delivery on that?
I have not ordered an excavator yet. I got to reach out for proposals to the contractors. But the excavator is budgeted for next year.
That this is gonna go on this trailer.
That'll go on this trailer.
Okay, I
So
thought it.
the
was.
money's available July 1
Okay.
for the excavator and actually for the trailer, but I haven't done a budget amendment yet this year. So I would just pull forward the 30,000.
Okay.
Okay, so the excavator will be getting ordered in the near future,
Yes.
but
Yep.
I'm trying to think back to the conversation on that. I think you had checked, there weren't terribly far out on the availability of excavators.
Excavators were 3 to 5 months. So there's a chance that if we ordered one right now, we'd still get it in this fiscal year. So when I do reach out for proposals, I'll have to make it clear that the money won't be available until July 1 for payment.
Yeah.
So
But you'll check into it prior to the.
prior to, yes.
Okay. All right, well,
Matt's willing to put it on KHBT's credit card.
I think it's a good idea then, at least you have the trailer, the excavator will be forthcoming.
Mhm.
I make a motion for the approval of the 2020 Towmaster T50 triple axle tag trailer from Mid-Country at 32,000.
Say that 3 times.
Yeah.
No, I-
You didn't say any better than I did, so I don't feel bad.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Unanimous, it carries. All right.
Either way, we were gonna be,
Needing the trailer.
we're gonna be needing a trailer for the.
Yep.
Save us
Order.
money.
Yeah, I had it in the claims, but if it wasn't.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right,
I think-
they're
well,
getting
it's-
the excavator with no trailer.
Yeah, so what we would have ended up having to do is shuffle the one trailer that we've got between the two machines.
Right.
Like I said, I'd talked to Bruce with Murphy Tractor last week, and he had still said that it was 6 to 5 weeks, and Brandon trailer was between 40 and 42. So,
And this is pretty much it.
yeah, that's almost, that top picture is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, it's got a hot market right now, trailers.
Trailers are a very hot market.
Yeah. Good used ones are hard to find,
Mhm.
because they go really fast too, so.
So it sounds like we lucked out.
Luck out and had a random phone call, it worked out for us.
Worked out for us, it did. So,
Okay,
Deal.
all right.
that's all I have. Beyond that, we're finishing up hauling stockpiles for rock. And we get done with that. Hopefully, we don't get the weather towards the end of the week.
Yeah,
We'll probably jump into cutting trees.
Yeah, have you heard any? Snow we're talking for later?
I haven't looked yet. Usually the weatherman constantly changes things between now and
Until the day
event, so-
after the snow.
yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, your turn. Thanks, Terry.
Motion to go into drainage. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, carries. All right, we're into drainage at 9:04.
I made a copy of the past, you know.
Thank you.
Okay, so, this is just to approve, the pay estimate number 1 for DD 103.
I don't think she
I got an
has-
extra one
Oh,
here.
that's, I didn't. Thank you. So it looks like, yeah, just the total amount less the 10% retainage is for this pay estimate for number 1 is going to be 100,065.74. And it looks like this is to date what they've done and gotten to date, and then, but they haven't started the actual, I think this is like, they haven't actually started the total project yet, which will be started pretty soon when it's,
Actually, they have been.
well, they have, yeah, they
I
have
was gonna
done.
ask you,
They
the-
have been working.
Putting some on the ground.
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay,
Yes, I was gonna mention, it is just DD 103. Colin's giving me a couple updates.
Okay.
They actually are making some decent progress on it. It's a little slow, obviously weather related. But they are. I was gonna check with him again this week. I hadn't heard anything. Obviously, it's just Monday, but yeah, they're working on it. So,
I believe he was over there Friday too.
okay,
Um,
this was been
checking.
like about a week ago,
Yeah.
and think at that point in time, about 1,700 feet had been installed.
So I'm guessing
Looks
that
like they got a lot of the larger pipe in the ground.
I was wondering in that, and then it's probably the majority of that 100 is just material sitting on the ground waiting to go in the ground, so.
So anything else, Gary,
No,
on this, and Colin signed off on it?
yeah,
so-
Colin signed off and B&B Farm Drainage did, so we just need to,
Do we have any confirmation that they're taking pictures and GPS marking?
That
I
I-
know we made the comment last time, we ain't paying anybody until we have that material in our hands.
I can double check with Colin, he didn't mention anything,
I'd just soon not pay a dime until because we've had this issue before. Oh, we don't have it. Somebody else has it on their phone. Oh, that guy got
And that
fired
guy
and
got
that stuff
fired
is
and-
gone.
okay,
And I'm pretty sure Colin said he was gonna make sure. we
Yes, he
got
did.
that, because that was something we really
Yeah,
pounded down on.
anything that's in the ground, we have to have pictures and then locations of any connections, whatever.
okay,
And I don't know if there is any connections yet, because I doubt it, but just to make sure.
And,
This is just for the material, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, I pretty
I
much,
believe so.
But they have, like you say, they've been
Like
putting
that
stuff in the ground.
1,700 feet. That's, I don't know how many total it is.
it's a short mile.
But that'd be my request before I pay this.
Okay.
Anything that's in the ground, we want pictures and locations in our hands
Okay,
before we pay anything.
Mhm.
all right.
Or if there is any,
Or if there
or
is.
confirmation that they are doing it.
Yeah, if there's anything that has been in the ground, we want that done before we,
Even the pay estimate,
yeah, I ain't paying a dime till, if anything's buried in the ground, we gotta have it in our hands. Cause that's our discussion we had, cause that's been the problem.
Right.
They say, oh yeah, we're doing it. Well, then, oh, that guy got fired. He took it with him and now we don't have that information.
Okay.
So how do you wanna? I mean, we're gonna
I'll-
sit
I'll-
here until she
I'll
calls
put-
him, or are you going to
I'll,
make
my
a motion
motion will be to pay the pay estimate,
providing?
providing we have pictures and locations of any connections that have been made of the pipe that's already buried. I don't think there would be any connections yet, but you never know.
maybe you should just, Colin said he was available.
Yeah, he
Why
did
don't
say
you call
he's.
him and see if we can get that?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
And maybe he'll say, well, they haven't made any connections yet. 'cause it's
Or,
just a-
or they have.
Right.
In their hands,
Mhm.
the confirmation of location.
Yeah.
There you go. I should clear that right up.
Do you need the pictures and?
No,
He
we need-
needs the picture.
As long as he has them,
As long as
that's
he has
fine, because that was the problem before, oh, the contractor has them. So we got them, well, then the
Then the janitor
contractor,
had him.
As long as
the
Jacobs and West,
janitor,
because the
And the guy quit or.
completion project. Map.
Hi,
if you will,
Colin, this is Terry
information
from Humboldt.
is complete and is correct.
Hey.
Here it is.
So can I put you on speakerphone? They, just have a couple of questions. Okay, thank you. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
say Colin, Rick Peterson here.
Morning.
We're looking at the pay estimate. And we're under the assumption that they have been putting pipe in the ground up there.
Yes,
Okay,
they're actually, they're there today putting pipe in the ground.
all right. Are you getting all pictures of all the connections and the GPS locations of anything they're crossing or whatever?
Yes,
Do
Okay,
you have any concerns? So that when we were just talking about that completed map, when this project is done, as all of the as-built, all of the connections and everything is gonna be on their correct locations. We're not gonna get to the end of this concern and say, oh, shoot, we had that all marked, but like we were using the example, the guy that had the information left.
no, there's the ones like, and you maybe see on that pay application that we're recommending to pay for 3 of those.
yeah,
We have all the information for those. So like how it's working for this project is the contractor, when they complete a tile connection, they're immediately sending me, they're just texting me a picture of it and they're giving me the necessary information. And then on top of that, when they backfill, they're putting a last in like right over top of the tile connection. And then we actually, when we come in and do inspection, we'll take GPS shots of that to get like exact locations of that tile connection.
okay, that's what we
And
want to
then
know.
that's all gonna get put into the as-built plans at the end.
Perfect.
Okay, good enough. That's what we requested and it sounds like you're doing it.
Yep, no, we wanna make sure that and I make it very clear I made it clear to them and to every contractor now that, like, we're not, like, this is expectation, so they know that they'll get in big trouble if they make any mistakes as far as that goes. So,
Perfect.
Okay,
Excellent.
that's what we need to know. Thank you,
Yeah,
Colin.
very good.
yep, thanks, everyone.
All right,
Yeah,
thanks,
have a good day.
thanks, Colin.
Bye.
There you go.
Bye.
Now you can take your stipulation out of your.
Yeah, I'll proceed with my motion to pay the pay estimate of $100,065.74.
I'll second
Pay
that.
estimate number 1.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for $6,065.74. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, motion carries. All right. Anything else, Terry?
Don't believe there is.
Okay,
Motion to go out of drainage. Second.
there's a motion and a second to go out of drainage. All those in favor, sorry.
Aye.
Okay, we're out of drainage at 9:13.
All right.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you. Okay. I think we're down to committee reports. We did good.
Okay, Tuesday the 7th, I was on that conference call for drainage. And the assessors meeting at 5:30 on the 7th. 28th, the animal shelter meeting. That's what I had this week. Okay, on this past Tuesday, also on the DD Tri-Joint 1 Drainage District Conference call that morning. And then that evening, the Assessors Conference Board at 5:30. I was all on the 7th. The 9th evening, we had a 911 service board budget hearing, followed by the Emergency Management Association board budget hearing meeting. And that went well. That was on Thursday evening. Friday morning, I had a second judicial district Zoom meeting by Zoom that morning. That's what I had this past week.
Okay, I had the conference board meeting on Tuesday evening at 5:30. Dog shelter meeting at 6:30. They're doing good. And then economic development on Bank Iowa on 8 o'clock Thursday morning. And that's what I had this last week.
Tuesday, I was at the meeting up here for conference board. That was all I had.
Okay, on Tuesday, I was at a conference board meeting on the 7th, and then on Friday, the 10th, I had WIOA office hours Zoom with IWD. And I won't even go into it.
IWD, Zoom.
More to follow. We've got our on Thursday, we've got our quarterly meeting with North Central. That's our region, and we'll have more decisions on whether or not we're gonna move forward. I'll let you know Monday. All right. That looks like that's it. Trish, you have anything else for us?
And just a reminder, we're invited to the Farm Bureau meeting for tonight, so people aren't thinking we're out all together. We're
Right.
going up to meet with the Farm Bureau people
At 6 o'clock.
at their office. I'll bet you they'll let you in.
They usually have plenty.
I forgot to let
Yeah.
RSVP myself.
I don't know if I did or not. We got it. Did you? I thought you were gonna do that, so. Okay. Anybody have anything else?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn.
9:17.